Hello everyone, this is Calvin Castine. We're at South Acres Field in Plattsburgh. We're here for a quarterfinal game in the Gentlemen's Slow Pitch League. Mr. Sub tonight is playing host to the Barcomb's TV and Furniture team. This is the best of three quarterfinal series. Winner of this series will go on to play the winner of the K&L Latrimore series. This series started last night with Barcomb's TV coming away a 10-1 victor over Mr. Sub. Pitch from Joey Trombley. First pitch is in there for a strike. Tony Sanchez, the batter. He's a second baseman. Behind the plate, Tracy Boris for Barcomb's. Right back to Trombley. On the regular season, Mr. Sub took their division with an 18-8 record. Barcomb's finished in fourth place in their division with a 17-11 record. Slow roller foul. This is Steve Wyatt. He's the right fielder. Barcomb's ended up playing a couple more games than Mr. Sub because one of the teams in that division, in Mr. Sub's division, ended up dropping out. So they didn't count any of those games that would have been scheduled. They didn't get the forfeits.
Good, Max. Good, yeah. You're the boss out there. Cheer you, Red. One down. Little base wrap.
On the ground, up the middle. Picked up by Laporte.
Come on, one, rip the ball. Now we go, Red. Little base hit.
At first base
Come on, one, nothing big, buddy.
for Barcomb's, it's Dale Hawksby. This is Rodriguez. This is it's Juan Rodriguez. He wraps a single out the center field. The cleanup batter is going to be Dave South. He's the extra player tonight.
Nothing big, Dave. What's the singles, buddy? Here we go. One down.
First base is Dale Hawksby. Second base, Todd Underwood. First base is Dan Yakey. There we go. Shortstop is Dale Hawksby. Laporte calling it off. And two down as at first and second. Let's start all over in this Barcomb's defense. Joey Trombley pitching. Behind the plate, Tracy Boris. First base, Dan Yakey. Second base, Todd Underwood. Shortstop, Dale Hawksby. Third base, Jerry Davison. Hit up the middle. It's nice pickup by Hawksby. No throw. May have saved the run. May have saved the run by making that play. Runner going from second at the hold up at third. So the bases are loaded.
Save the run right there, Cat. Way to go. Two down now, guys.
Two down, bases loaded. That last batter was Todd Howard. This is Rich McCord. Hits it to third. Davison will take it unassisted. Well, nothing across for Mr. Sub. After one half inning of play, there is no score in the ball game.
Let's go here, guys. Let's start.
Pitching for Mr. Sub is Mr. Sub's husband, Dick Perry. Last time I checked, Mr. Sub was owned by his wife, Gladys Perry. Dick Perry is the pitcher. Behind the plate, it's Brian Wallenhurst. At first base is Rick Perry. Second base, Tony Sanchez. Shortstop, Dean Frady. Third base, Juan Rodriguez. Left field, Todd Howard. Left center field, Randy Brown. Right center field, Rich McCord. Right field, Steve Wyatt. Dale Hawksby leading off. Looks at strike one. Rodriguez grabs it in foul territory, and we have one down. That'll bring to the plate now third baseman Jerry Davison. If things go as the regular season records would indicate, as strike one to Davison, that they would go in this quarterfinal round. And as they have gone thus far, the four teams I'm about to mention are all leading at this point, 1-0 in their best of 3 series. So if it continues along that way, and we should know within the next 30 hours if it is. This is Bill Bayshore. Now next week's matchups, at least next week as I am taping this, Bayshore flies to left field. A little breeze coming up, takes him to the fence. And Davison's in there easily, 2 down. Bayshore flies to Todd Howard. And brings up Denny Laporte. So I am taping this on the 20th, and then the week following this, the semifinal rounds will be taking place in the Gentlemen's League, and they are expected to be Barcombs versus K&L Plumbing in a big battle of the former Lake Champlain League standouts. Hit the shortstop over to first, and that's going to be it for the first inning. No score after 1 full inning of play. Continuing on that thought, the other semifinalists are shaping up to be the Press Republican and Rigsby's. And those are 2 teams that have gone at it in this Gentlemen's Slow Pitch League for years. Rigsby's formerly known as Hess Gas. So if we go back probably about 2 years, what we would have is probably the 2 finalists in the Lake Champlain League and the 2 finalists in the Gentlemen's League, all competing in the quarterfinals, in the semifinals of the 1987 Gentlemen's Slow Pitch League. The batter here, Dean Frady, the shortstop. Top of the second inning. Hawksby grabs it, 1 down. We have first baseman Rick Perry. And a pitch from Trombley is ball 1. Hawksby to Yakey, and we have 2 down. Umpiring on the bases tonight, Art Guerin from the Big Brother team. They were eliminated by Latrimores. And of course, Latrimores is a former Lake Champlain team. They're playing K&L. Latrimores consists of mostly people from the Beaumont Pro Shop team of last year and Harbeck Feeds in previous years. 3 up, 3 down for Mr. Sub in the top of the second. We go to the bottom of the inning with the score. Mr. Sub, nothing. Barcomb's TV and Furniture, nothing.
Aggressive down this line, fellas. Big turns in left field. Hard seeing it. Hard to see it. Come on, Randy. Come on, Randy. Come on, Randy Barcomb.
Right center fielder Randy Barcomb will lead off the bottom of the second for Barcomb's TV. Pitch from Dick Perry. Line foul. See Rodriguez down at third base, shading his eyes. Very sunny in that direction. It's kind of the situation it was at this time of the year at the Beaumont Field and Rouse's Point in years past. Ball 1-1. The way teams have defected from the Lake Champlain League here to this Gentlemen's League, a year or two, nice. Oh, it'll be on. Almost a beautiful catch by Frady, but he dropped it on the way down. Didn't have control long enough. As I started to say, the way the teams keep defecting here to the Gentlemen's Slow Pitch League from the Lake Champlain League. And in a couple of years from now, they might have their own division up here. And no more Lake Champlain League in the Northern Tier. This is Dan Yakey, the first baseman.
Come on, dude. Come on, Doodle.
And the only thing this league really has to offer is this field right here. Yakey gives it a ride. It's gone. A two-run homer for Dan Yakey. Randy Barcomb will score, and Yakey will chase him home.
Come on! That like over there, use it! That's the start, that's the start. Let's go now!
Low in the bottom of the second. Barcombs now leads 2-0.
Come on, let's pile them up right here in this inning.
And as I was saying, the only thing this league has to offer is this field. They are no better organized than what's happening up in the Northern Tier. Umpiring situation is no better. The umpires quit. The umpires are on strike right now. Lake Champlain League went to players umpiring their own games
Come on, Joey. Base hit, Joey. Base hit,
a couple of years ago. And went this far. This year took it a step further and onto the players participating in the games. And now doing the umpire. Used to be whoever had to buy or wasn't playing at that particular time umpired the games. Joey Trombley hits it to Rodriguez. Rodriguez fires to Rick Perry, and we have one down, and Todd Underwood, the batter.
Come on, Todd. Start us now. Let's go with two. Come on, Lefty. Got two good bats behind you, Todd. Let's go. Come on.
Most of the teams in this league, when I show up to tape a game, don't know what their lineup is till immediately before game time. Rodriguez to Perry. That's the third out. I guess we had another out in there I'd forgotten about. So 2 runs across for Barcombs after 2 full innings. Barcombs TV and Furniture leads 2-0. The catcher will lead off the third inning for Mr. Sub. It's Brian Wallenhorst with Dick Perry and Tony Sanchez to follow. Pitch from Trombley, strike one. Continuing with the Barcombs defense, which we never got through. Jerry Davison stuck his glove out there. He was just guessing, I think, on where that ball was. That ball exploding right out of the sun. Coming at him, this is Dick Perry.
Billy, okay.
93 years old and still playing slow pitch softball. Inspiration to his great grandchildren. Hawksby to second. And they get one. Oh, Perry reaches on the fielder's choice. Now we'll continue with that defense for Barcombs. It's Jim Barcomb in left, Randy Barcomb in left center, Denny Laporte in right center, and Bill Bayshore in right field. This is the leadoff batter, Tony Sanchez, second baseman. Yicky, sold away.
No, it's not. No. Way to get there. Good job, fellas.
Will Sanchez reaches, and Wyatt is the batter. Strike.
1-1.
Foul ball. Two outs. Top of the third inning. Tony Sanchez at first. Steve Wyatt, the right fielder, at bat. 2 strikes on Wyatt. Pitch from Joey Trombley. Popped up. Hawksby grabbed it. I wasn't sure who. I heard somebody say I got it, but I wasn't sure who. Hawksby pulls it down. Nothing across in the third for Mr. Sub. We go now to the bottom of the third inning with the score remaining. Barcomb's TV and Furniture 2. Mr. Sub nothing.
Come on, guys. Come on, Tracy.
54 on Perry's back. I believe that is actually his age. I lied when I said he was 93. This is Tracy Boris. He's the catcher.
Come on, Bull. Take your time, Bull. Take your time. You gotta wait for the ball to come. Get that going.
Pop to left field.
Come on, all the way down, all the way down. Come on.
We have one down.
Bummer, come on. Come on, Dean, pick me up.
And the extra player tonight, Dean Lombard, the batter.
Come on, Dino.
2-0 here in the bottom of the third.
Come on, now, get let's go, buddy. Come on, dude. It's gonna get to the third. Come on, Dino. Take it home.
And a pitch from Dick Perry. Strike one.
You ready, Steve? 2.
Strike two.
The line, Steve. Hold the line. Good player. Hey, Steve. Go.
Popped.
Trouble.
Drops in.
Yes, all right. Come on, Dale. Come on, Dale. Come on,
Second baseman Sanchez retrieves it, but it's going to go as a single for Dean Lombard.
Stevie to run. No. New rule. Come on, get it to him. Come on, Dale. That's Steve. Not this time, Hawk. Not this time. Come on, Dale Hawksby.
Dale Hawksby, the batter now.
Nice player.
Strike one.
Let him know early. Hit it high.
Ball.
Good eye. My time. Randy. 1-1.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Come on, Hawk. Good eye. 21. Clear.
On the ground, Sanchez will go to second in time. They get the lead runner, Lombard. And Hawksby will reach on the fielder's choice.
Jerry, 2 out. We want him bad, don't we?
2 outs, Jerry Davison, the batter now.
Save our flesh. Come on, Rick.
The line to Rick Perry. Stuck his glove out, and there was the ball. Nothing across for Barcombs. After 3 full innings, it's Barcomb's TV 2, Mr. Sub nothing.
Come on, now, D up, now go hit again.
unless it rains on Friday the 21st. This is Juan Rodriguez, the third baseman. Actually, Juan Rodriguez has nothing to do with the rain. There's ball one. Unless it rains on the 21st, then 3 of the 4 leagues we are covering will be completed this week. This evening on August 20th, the City Women's League is scheduled to be completed. Shazy and City Carina will play game 4 and game 5 if necessary following this game here that I'm taping. Strike 2, full count. On the ground. Hawksby Yaki, and we have 1 down. While I'm taping this, in Cannon's Corners and Morris Forks, the Lake Champlain League is winding down. My brother Sam is over there taping it. This is Dave South. He's the extra player. And that game that Sam is taping is game 5. Hit deep. Barcomb backpedaling. He had time to get back on that one. He just kept backpedaling. Well, the goal's a double because he didn't get a glove on it, but that ball was playable and should have been caught. So a 1-out double for Dave South, and Todd Howard, the left fielder, steps in. At Cannon's Corners, Ubald Sunoco and Sample Store are going head-to-head in Game 5, the 5th and final game of their best-in-5. Jim Barcomb grabs. Throw to third will not be in time, and South advances to third. 2 outs. Runner at third. And Rich McCord, the right center fielder, the batter. Bill Bayshore grabbed it. So nothing across for Mr. Sub in the 4th. We'll go now to the bottom of the 4th inning with the score holding at 2-0. Barcomb's leading Mr. Sub. Bill Bayshore will lead off the bottom of the 4th. Team manager, right fielder.
Let's go, guys. Here we go now.
This Barcomb's TV team evolved from the old Crossing Restaurant Club that Bayshore formed. Taken by shortstop Frady, and we have 1 down. And Denny Laporte, the batter. So as I said, at the top of the inning, 2 leagues will be concluding their seasons tonight, the Lake Champlain League and the City Women's League. On the 21st, unless it rains, Fox Hill Maple and Blue Note Restaurant will play the 3rd and final game of their best-of-3 championship series. And the Littletown Women's League will call it a season. McCord grabs. Laporte is out, 2 down, and Randy Barcomb, the batter.
Come on, Randy, pick me up.
So after this week, the only thing left until soccer season, and maybe a stray tournament that I might have an interest in, is going to be the Gentlemen's Slow Pitch League. And our plans are to tape both of those semi-final series. As I said, it appears like it's going to be Press Republican against Rigsby's. This is Dan Yaki. He hit the 2-run homer with Barcomb aboard his last trip. Strike 1. So Press versus Rigsby's, Barcomb's versus K&L is how it's shaping up at this point. McCord calls. And we'll be covering both of those series. Nothing across here in the fourth. Score holding at 2-2 as we go to the fifth. So we'll carry the complete semifinals of the Gentlemen's Slow Pitch League on Channel 21.
Come on, guys.
Leading off the fifth inning for Mr. Sub is the shortstop Dean Frady. In the first game, Barcomb shut out this team 10-0, so Mr. Sub has yet to score in his quarterfinal series. Knocked down by Trombley, goes to Yaki, and we have one down. I bring up first baseman Rick Perry. And a team manager, I believe. At least he is the one who handed me the lineup. Davison, Hawksby, 2 down. Shadows getting long. Shadows will completely have consumed the infield in a few more minutes, at least the left-hand side of it. And a good part of the right-hand side with the center of the infield still showing some sun. Batter here, Randy Brown, the left center fielder.
Hey! 2 down!
2 outs, nobody on. Mr. Sub looking for the first run of the series. Danny Laporte pulls it in. Nothing across in the fifth. We go to the bottom of the inning with the score holding. Barcomb's TV and Furniture 2, Mr. Sub, nothing.
Let's go, guys.
Left fielder Jim Barcomb will lead off. Bottom of the fifth.
Start ripping the ball, Jimmy.
Pitch from Dick Perry. Strike one.
Come on, Jimmy. Come on, JB. That's it. Good run, Jimmy.
Beautiful diving catch out there in left center field by Randy Brown. Nice poke by Barcomb, but a beautiful catch for the out. And this is Joey Trombley, the pitcher.
Hold up, Joe. Sit, Joey. Sit, Joey.
Brown should have it. He does. 2 outs.
Come on, Todd.
And second baseman Todd Underwood, the batter.
Come on, Toddy. Come on, Buzzy. You and Tracy now. Come on, guys. Here we go now. Come on, Todd. Start it. Come, boy.
Ball one.
That's it.
Base hit. Takes a bad hop. That's to hit a stone or something. Underwood going into third. He's going to be in there. So a bad hop triple. That was a single until it hit a rock and bounced over the left fielder's head. Left fielder Todd Howard. So 2 outs, man in scoring position. And Tracy Boris, the catcher, at bat.
Good rod, Todd.
Pitch, ball one. Should be caught. Frady grabs it, almost overran it. Almost backed up too far on it. Nothing across for Barcombs, and through 5 innings, we have a score of Barcombs 2, Mr. Sub, nothing. Catcher Brian Wallenhorst leading off the top of the 6th inning. Pitch from Joey Trombley. Strike one. Randy Barcomb picks it up. And a leadoff double by Wallenhorst brings the potential tying run to the plate. Batter Dick Perry, the pitcher, with the top of the order to follow. So Mr. Sub threatening here in the top of the 6th inning. They only trailed by 2-0. They're looking to extend this series and bring it to game number 3. Barcomb's looking to get it over with tonight. Game number 3, if necessary, would be played on Monday. It's a base hit. Throw came to the plate, and that allowed the tying run to go to second. I think Barcomb should have hit the cutoff. Should have hit his cutoff, man. He put the tying run in scoring position by throwing it to the plate. And we'll see if that will come back and haunt this Barcomb's team. The top of the order, Tony Sanchez, the batter. Swings at the first offering. That's a base hit. And Dick Perry moves to third. And Sanchez with a single makes it 2-1. The tying run is now at third. And Steve Wyatt, the batter. Strike one to Wyatt. Laporte grabs it, throws it into the infield. Dick Perry scores. And it's a 2-2 ball game. Dick Perry would not have scored had he not moved up that extra base a couple of plays ago. Juan Rodriguez, the third baseman, the batter. On the ground, it's going to be through. Oh, pile of hits here for Mr. Sub. One out, runners at first and second. The batter is a cleanup man, the extra player, Dave South. Potential lead run at second base.
Dave, a single's a run, buddy. Hey, you deserve it, buddy. Bring him closer. You know how they'll do it. You deserve it, Dave. Come on. Let's go for a run. Let's wait for the You earned it, big.
All tied up here, top of the 6th inning. Jerry Davison. He had the force. Good, smart play. A smart play there by Steve Wyatt. Or is that Sanchez? That's Sanchez. Smart play. Instead of running into the tag, he forced Davison to tag him, chase him and tag him. Hit the Bill Bayshore. That was Todd Howard. He flies out to the right fielder. Getting back to Sanchez. Instead of running into the tag at third, he backed up, forced Jerry Davison to chase him. Davison had the force play at third, but he was hoping that Sanchez would run into a tag and then he was able to throw to second and get a double play. And we've seen that happen a lot this year, especially in women's games, where a player will run into a tag and the fielder throws to first or whatever and turns a double play. So heads up base running there kept the inning alive, but it didn't turn out to do any good for Mr. Sub as Todd Howard flew out to right field. But we go now to the bottom of the 6th with the score. Barcomb's 2, Mr. Sub 2. Extra player Dean Lombard, the batter. He'll try to get something going for Barcomb's in the bottom of the 6th. It's been a very fast-moving ball game. Low scoring. And a pitch from Dick Perry. And in case you're wondering, this is the same Dick Perry who was a county legislator for his district in Plattsburgh. Like 2 to Lombard. Lombard gets comfortable. No balls, 2 strikes. And a pitch from Perry. Short. 1-2.
You got it! Come on up! Come on, Steve!
Steve Wyatt. The right fielder grabs it. 1 down.
Pick me up, Parker. What do you say, Dale? Pick me up!
And shortstop Dale Hawksby, the batter. Top of the order.
Come on, Dale. Come on, buddy. Base hit. Your field, buddy.
1 down, bottom of the 6th, all tied up here, 2-2. Second game in a best of 3. Quarterfinal action. There's a base hit to the opposite side for Hawksby. Oh, 1 out single for Hawksby. Barcomb's leads in this series 1-0. Let's bring up Jerry Davison, the third baseman. And a pitch from Dick Perry. Ball.
Come on, Red. Come on, Red. Come on, Jerry. Make it happen.
Ball 2. Strike, 2-1. Shadows have completely consumed the infield and most of the outfield at this point. It's in there. Hawksby had to hold up. With only 1 out, he had to make sure the ball wasn't caught. Well, it's a base hit for Jerry Davison. And we have runners at first and second with 1 out and Bill Bayshore, the batter. Up the middle. Hawksby's going to score. It was bobbled in center field. Here's the throw. It's cut off. Dick Perry cut it off and didn't throw to second. He saw Bayshore had it made. The ball misplayed in center field. And Hawksby scores easily. And it's now a 3-2 game. Runners at second and third with 1 out. And Denny Laporte, the batter.
Your pitch, Pack. Denny, don't take one now. Come on. If it's there, you cream it. One here. Let's play. Coming back to you, one.
On the ground. Play's coming home. Out of play. That little kid almost got ran over. I don't know why the catcher is hustling after the ball. It's out of play back there. Almost ran over that kid. Once the ball goes out of there, the play is over with. So 2-run score as the ball is thrown out of play. And Laporte goes to second. It's a 4-2 ball game. Randy Barcomb, the batter. Left field. Foul ball.
Come on, Bart. Come on, Bart. Come on, Bart. Come on, Reed.
It amazes me how a guy can play the entire season, get here to the second round of the playoffs,
Good help, Danny. Good help.
and run chasing a ball into the crowd and not realize that it's out of play. That's not exactly what you call being in the ball game. Randy Barcomb singles, sends Laporte to third. Runners at the corners. And Dan Yakey, the batter.
Come on, dude.
Should be caught. Near the fence. That'll score Laporte. And Barcomb will advance. Well, 2 down. It's now 5-2. And the batter, Jim Barcomb. Ball 1. Ball 3. 3-0 the count. And a pitch from Perry. Strike 1. 3-1. It's a short to first. That'll be it for the bottom of the 6th. We go down to the top of the 7th with the score. Barcomb's TV 5. Mr. Sub 2. Once again, I have been caught counting wrong. Bill Bayshore informs me the score is 6-2. We're in the top of the 7th. Rich McCord looks like he's due up. It'll be McCord, Frady, and Rick Perry. Pitch from Joey Trombley. Barcomb should have it in left. He does. And McCord got about 15 feet out of the box and gave up. His season is just about over. 2 outs away from end of the season for Mr. Sub. Dean Frady, the shortstop. 1 out, top of the 7th. Barcombs leads by 4, 6-2. Ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch from Trombley. Strike. Again, a batter not hustling it out. Trombley goes to Yakey, and we have 2 outs. And I guess Mr. Sub has conceded the game before they came to bat. Unless they're so sure that Barcombs doesn't make errors that they don't want to bother running out those balls. Representing the final hope for his team is team manager Rick Perry. 1-1. Line back to to Joey Trombley. He grabbed it, and that's going to be the end of the ball game. The final score here on this Thursday evening. at South Acres Field in Plattsburgh. Barcomb's TV and Furniture 6, Mr. Sub 2. Barcomb's TV will advance now to the semifinals, where they await the winner of the K&L Latrimores series. That game, as I said, scheduled to be played on the 21st, so it will be played by the time you see this. So it's going to be an all Lake Champlain League playoff, no matter who wins that, but we're expecting that K&L will be the representative. And that's the way it was at South Acres on August 20th, 1987.